everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Airport CEO. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be jumping in to a bit more airport management. Doesn't sound like the most exciting thing in the world, but I'm actually a really big fan of these games. A few months ago, I played Sim Airport, and half of the comments in those videos were like, yo, you gotta play Airport CEO when it comes out. Well, it recently released onto early access on Steam, and I figured we'd jump in. So thus far, I've put about 3 hours into the game. That was on a live stream. I built an airport. It wasn't very good, but I learned a lot of things, and I realized that this game, to me, feels like it goes into a lot more depth than something like Sim Airport. I like both games. I don't think, I don't have a favorite just yet, but I'm having a lot of fun with Airport CEO. And with that in mind, we are going to go ahead and jump into a new game. We're going to begin a new adventure. Of course, we're going to need to make someone that looks a bit like me. So the hairstyle, my hair goes to the left. That's his left. The hair color is going to be more of a sort of gingery brown kind of color. I need to be... That's about accurate. We'll go for sort of that. The nose is fine. The mouth is fine. The suit, I think I want this one. And the name, of course, is going to be mine without the capital Y there. So there's the first name. There's the surname. Continue. And this bit here, I really enjoy this. You literally get to pick where your airport goes. It's kind of nice. You can literally click like, can I put it in the sea? I can't put it in the sea, but I could put it up there if I wanted to. I actually can put it in the sea if I desperately want to. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to zoom right in to Northern Ireland. We're going to go ahead and put it roughly in the spot where George Best Belfast City Airport happens to be. I'm going to confirm that, and we're going to name it Newt Belfast City Airport. And the code for it can be Newt Belfast City Airport. We're going to go for, I think, that logo perhaps, or, you know what, we'll go for that logo right there. That's fine. And we're going to play on easy mode. And the reason we're playing on easy mode is because, quite simply, the money's the only thing that really changes. We start with $1 million, 500,000, 250, 2 million. We're going to start with $2 million because I like to design my airport. I like it to look good. So we're going to start with $2 million. And believe me, I'm going to spend quite a bit of that. I'm going to spend a considerable amount of that. Anyway, thank you for our last meeting. I hope you like your new digs. I know it isn't much, but hopefully you'll do better than the last person who tried to build our town's proud airport. You've got a lot of work ahead of you, so you'd better get to it. I can't give you any tips because I really don't know how to run an airport, but let me remind you that you have a budget to keep, and we count on you to get this place making a profit. Good luck, and we'll talk soon, I hope, or, well, my people will send you a message. Here's the most important things that you need to know. Pressing Tab will open the management panel. Use the manuals panel for a guided instruction, and F1 will bring up tips. P.S. I've sent this to your inbox, so yeah. Anyway, we got that. I know I skimmed through the points of that, but you'll sort of figure things out as we go along anyway. So this is just a panel here that sort of shows us where everything is. Game menu up here, top panel, construction, demolition, flight planner, which we'll need eventually, manuals and tutorials, and then the management panel there as well. We'll go ahead and just press F1 to close that menu, and here we are. So this is where my airport is going to go. And currently there's a couple of things we'll need to do before we can actually start construction. Well, not necessarily. I could go ahead and say, okay, let's lay out a nice section of road here. We'll go for 32 by 2. So that's going to be a nice chunky bit of road there. And that's all well and good. But it's not going to get constructed, and you'll notice there's no workers around. So how do we get workers? Well, I actually kind of like this system. You have to go to contracts and actually accept a contract from a construction company, and they will provide the workers. So we have one contract here from HWY Construction, who are offering 73 deployable contractors at an hourly rate of $9.60, which isn't bad at all. It gives us a bit of history about the company, it says what they're going to do, but basically this is a contract that eventually I could get rid of if I find a better contract that says that these guys are going to provide construction workers. So we're going to sign the contract, which gives me up to 73 workers. We're going to go down to construction, and I'm going to deploy all of them. So what that'll do when I run the simulation is that'll bring some construction workers in, and we're also going to see some materials come in, because these two spots here, this one at the bottom is where the workers will go, this one here is where the materials will go, then the workers will grab the materials and start building this road. Now this road's going to be kind of important, but I'm not going to run the simulation yet, because I actually want to start laying out, well, as much as I can. So infrastructure is going to be a necessity. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start with some bus stops. So I want one there. I want one there. And then I'm going to do some car drop-off spots there and there. And we're going to go ahead and flip that basically so that we have 4 bus stops and we have the 4 car drop-off spots as well. So we're going to do it like this and that'll be fine. We are also going to need to get ourselves a checkpoint. Now, the checkpoint is going to have to go here. And what you can see with the checkpoint there is that it has some red tiles. Now, the tiles in the bottom actually correlate to the roads that I've already placed. If you look at the symbol on those tiles, it matches the symbol on the road in the top left, and the tiles at the top match the symbol of a service road. What that means is that this is a checkpoint between the public area of the airport and the private, secure area behind the airport where the tarmac would be. So this thing's actually really useful because this is going to let me take some of this stuff, I think, behind the airport. There's other reasons for this to exist as well, but for the time being, we are just going to put the checkpoint right down at the end there. So we'll get that built eventually. We are going to need some other things to be built as well. We're going to go to infrastructure. We're going to go to sidewalk, and we're going to build up like this. We're going to go straight across and straight down like this, putting some sidewalk in between the bus stops and the drop-off sites as well. And the reason we do that is just so that people can walk around a little bit easier. People will not walk on grass. They just straight up won't do it. It's actually kind of annoying. I'm also going to double up the sidewalks a little bit there. It's kind of annoying that they don't walk on grass, and it does cause problems a little bit later down the line when you're starting to work on baggage, because all of the baggage reclaim stuff needs workers, and it needs to be in a separate building out on the tarmac, and you need a way for them to get there without them walking across grass. We'll deal with that when we get to it. Anyway, this is a sizable chunk of construction to get done here, but I'm still not done. I'm still not done. I want to go ahead and put the foundation into play pretty much immediately. So we're going to go to about there, and we are going to go like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and we're going to go and do 22 by... I'm going to do 22 by 10 on that, which is a pretty sizable structure. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to infrastructure. We're going to bring up some sections of path there, just like so. And that's where we're going to end up putting some of our doors. So I want a door there and a door there. I can get one in the middle as well, so we're going to do that. Back to infrastructure, and we'll bring a section of pathway just like this, so that it looks kind of nice, basically. That's kind of what we're going for. Going for something that looks kind of neat. So that's going to be the entrance to the airport. And my thinking is that this whole terminal is basically going to... this whole building is going to be our terminal. I'll probably build a bit on the back as well, which will be the actual departure gates. And we're actually going to need to... Well, I was going to say we'd need to extend a bit over here for arrivals, but now that I think about it, we really don't. So what I'm actually going to do is go to infrastructure, sorry, structures, go to wall, and I want to build a wall up here. It's going to go to about, I'm going to say that point. Actually, maybe that point. No, it's going to go to there, and it's going to go the whole way across. And that entire area back there is going to be the departure gates. So the planes are going to be up here. This over here is going to be leading out of the airport, so that's going to be arrivals. Off to the side of that, we could actually go ahead and build baggage reclaim. So baggage reclaim is going to go there. Now this is all planning for the future. I'm obviously spending a lot of money to build all of this, but it will have purpose a little bit later down the line. And baggage reclaim is actually something we're going to need to research. You don't get that immediately. You don't immediately get to deal with the baggage from the airport. You actually have to get some staff to help you research that. So that is going to be a bit of a process. So what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is basically let this all build. I think we're at the point where we can do that. Though I kind of want to put some light poles outside as well. So I'm going to put some lights just there. Just either side of the doors, really. Then down there as well. Just to make sure the area is kind of nice and bright. We could put a couple around that space as well, but I think we're okay. So we're actually going to need to go back to infrastructure real quick and bring this pathway over to here. Because I totally forgot about connecting up the arrivals area. So we'll get that done, go back to structures and get a couple more light poles on either side of that. So we should see, there we go. We have all of the materials coming in. We have my workers starting work on the roads, which is fantastic news. So they're going to be super busy working on everything that I've placed there. But I have this plan for the airport. So my thinking is you enter through these 3 doors here. And immediately you are going to go left and you're going to go through. Well, actually, immediately you're going to run into an information desk or 2. So if you need to get information, you can get it right there. But then you filter left and you go through check-in, which is where all of the hold luggage is going to go for the planes. Behind check-in is where the conveyor belts will go for the baggage, which will lead out to a facility out here. Then what we're going to do, this is assuming you can actually see my mouse cursor because I keep turning it off in videos. So it's going to go out to the left, basically, is where the baggage will go. Then you're going to go up from baggage, from check-in. And you're sort of going to come around and into a security area. You go through security, and then you're in the departures lounge. And eventually we can put shops in there. Eventually we can put restaurants in there. But we're not doing that immediately. Because there's no point. And then, of course, out this way, in this sort of sectioned off area, is where the actual gates are going to be. And what we can do with that is we can actually go to infrastructure and we can put the small stands in here immediately. And I'm going to want 2 of those. I'm going to want 2 small stands, although I might space them out a little bit, just because it would be a bit of a better idea to space them out anyway. So we'll space those out like so. That should be fine. We can actually put, we'll put 3 of them in. We'll get 3 small stands. What I can actually do with that is put the service roads in there as well. Now, actually, let me cancel those service roads real quick because I want to make sure the service roads are concrete. So the service roads are actually going to go like that, basically. And those will connect to the stands themselves, which means I can actually bring this service road up to here and connect it across to the stands, which is fantastic news. And I'm actually looking at this area over here and thinking we could maybe put our baggage reclaim over here, which means I'd need to route the conveyor belts the whole way around the airport, but we can do that. Anyway, speaking of the conveyor belts, like I said, we're going to need to do some research to get them. So if we go to employees and go to the board, there's 2 things we need to get. We need to get a procurement director, which is what we need to unlock anything. We also need a COO, which is going to be what we need to handle baggage. So the Chief Operating Officer will open that for applications as well. We're going to filter by Procurement Director, and you're pretty good, so you are hired. And we're going to filter by COO. Let's see, you're pretty good, so you are hired. All right, so having both of those means I can now go to budget and now go to procurement, and I can do a couple of things. So the COO, I can start researching baggage handling, which I'm going to do. Obviously, we're going to need things like a strategy director or a CIO to get different things in there. We're going to need a strategy director for food franchises. If we want to start researching the fuel services, we need an aircraft stand, which we're going to build eventually anyway. So there is a lot of stuff in here that we need certain requirements. There's certain prerequisites for some of the stuff that we're going to want to unlock. I sincerely hope you're following along with this because it's a little bit daunting. The whole game is a little bit daunting at first, but you'll get it. I swear you'll get it eventually. Anyway, There is more work that we can do whilst my construction workers are doing all of that. I want to go ahead and start working on the taxiways. Now, the taxiways are going to be concrete as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to come off of this part here. So we're going to go 3 across, and we're going to go 5 up. And we're going to go 3 by 5 again. 3 by 5 again, and we're going to connect those just like so. So for these small stands here, apparently, and this is what I saw on my stream as well, a taxiway that is 3 tiles wide is all you need. The reason I'm sort of pulling the taxiways back a bit is because eventually I want to upgrade the taxiways to be thicker for bigger planes. So that's kind of the plan there. Anyway, go 20 by 3 in that direction. Go 20 by 3 in that direction for the taxiways. And then we're going to probably want to build a small runway. So it's going to be relatively central. We'll bring it up to about there-ish. Well, maybe not that far away. We'll go to there with the runway. And what we're going to want to do is taxiway foundation, making sure it's concrete. And I want to go... Well, actually, we'll wait until that's built, I think. Well, no, we don't really have to. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles from the end should be fine. So we'll do a little 3 by 5 section there. So 1, 2, 3, and then we place it. 1, 2, 3, and place it. So like that. And then we just link all of that up. So bring this the whole way down. Connect it to there. Bring this the whole way down and connect it to there. And then what I also want to do is I actually want to bring a section across here. Because the planes might need to circle around. So we absolutely want to make sure that they can do that. Now, interestingly, the plane stands are currently grass. We're going to upgrade that to concrete. Upgrade this one to concrete. And upgrade this one to concrete as well. So there we go. The plane stands are now all getting there. It seems that construction is done down here as well, which is fantastic news. So we can start working on all of that shortly. And it seems that the taxiways are very close to being done as well, which is also some fantastic news. So one thing I'd really like to do is I'd actually like to move I'd like to move the offload site into here, which I actually... Ooh, can I not do that? I don't know if I can actually put an offload site. I'm going to try that. It seems like it doesn't actually have a proper road connection, so I think that does actually have to be out front of the airport, which is kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is. So what I'll actually do is I'll extend this section of road here by 8 tiles. And we're going to do an offload site just there and a loading site just there. And we're going to get rid of the 2 that we have over here because I'd really like the construction areas to be a bit closer to, you know, the airport. That's not a lot closer, but I'd like them to be over here rather than on the main road into the airport. It just seems like it makes a bit more sense to me. Anyway, construction of the runway is done. We do need to upgrade it to be asphalt. We can actually extend the length of it. I don't think we need to desperately do that, so we're not going to bother. But what I'm going to go ahead and start doing is actually planning out the interior of the airport. So if we go into items here, we are going to want an info desk. We're going to want a couple of these. I could do 3 of them, but again, based on that live stream I did, apparently you don't need that many info desks. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one there. And that's apparently going to be more than enough. And then what I want to do is go to structures, and I actually want to bring this wall all the way up to, I'm going to say about there. And it's going to come across to there. I'm going to bring it up maybe to there. And maybe just do that and put a door in it. So something like that. You go to your info desk and then you go, you know, out through this area. And this is going to be the check-in area. That's pretty much what I'm thinking that's going to be. Actually, do that and then cancel the info desks real quick. Because I could probably put those in a better spot. Maybe the info desks could be back to back, sort of in the middle here. So you don't necessarily need to go to an info desk, but you can if you really want to. And what we can also do is put in the airport screens. So you can actually get, you know, the info on your flight as soon as you get in here. Which to me seems like it would be a really good idea. Same with just there as well. So you can get all that info that you need as soon as you get into the airport. Now, obviously, the next step is going to be check-in. So I'm actually going to try and I'm going to put the check-in desks about there. And we're going to get a few of these. We don't really need this many check-in desks immediately, but I'm going to get them anyway because it's going to be kind of nice to have. So we'll do, you know, we'll do 5 of them there. That should be fine. In fact, maybe we'll leave one out in the middle. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to, well, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll put them like this. And then I was thinking we could try and route people up this way and around. But I don't really know what we were going to do that. Let's just put that one in the middle. So that's going to be a whole wall of check-in desks, which will be perfectly fine. The queues are going to need to come back a considerable distance on those. So we'll do the queues on those first before we start working on the security area. But as you can see, if you have a look up here, I've spent so much money on this airport already. This is why I play on easy mode, because I really enjoy the design process here. I really, really enjoy this design process. So I want to basically, you know, build a basic airport here that's going to make some basic funds, and then slowly we're going to build towards upgrading it to, you know, bring in bigger flights, bring in more people, handle more people, all that stuff. That's basically the goal here. So we'll see how that ends up going. Now, these guys are very close to being done with construction on the taxiways, which is fantastic news. It actually looks like they are about to be done. We get a couple more people coming up for the last 3 tiles of taxiway that need to be handled there. And job done on the taxiways. Fantastic. So we should eventually... I realized they can't actually build the things I wanted them to build because there's no way for the loading site. There's no loading site currently, so we're gonna want to maybe put a loading site there. It'll work eventually. It will work eventually. One of these trucks coming in will offload some goods there. But I feel like I may have slightly confused the game by having the only loading site over there. I sincerely hope that eventually one of these trucks will work it out. Because if they don't, then we have a problem. Is what I'm getting at here. If they don't work it out, then we have a problem. And I probably just need to reload the save to fix that. You guys gonna... I've well and truly messed up those trucks. Okay, well, maybe we will just reload the save to get you guys to actually go to the loading site. Because if I don't, then these guys are literally never gonna be able to build anything. Okay, let's reload the save. All right, there we go. Part of the problem was actually that this one still existed over here as well, so that was completely my bad. We should be in a spot here, though, where these guys are going to start grabbing everything and doing what I need them to do with it. In the meantime, I'm actually going to go to structures again, and I'm going to put some large doors by all of the airplane stands there. I'm also going to go to items, and I'm going to put not check-in desks, sorry. We're going to put the boarding desks in here, which actually needs to be in a secure zone, so we're not going to do that just yet. We'll do that momentarily. So these guys are putting in the info desks, they're putting in the plane info, they're putting in the check-in desks as well. Let's go ahead and build the queues off of these then. So the queues on these are going to be relatively simple. They're going to go back a considerable distance because I want to make sure the airport can handle a lot of people. So the queues can go back to... I'm going to say about there, which is honestly completely overkill. There is no need for the queue to be that long at all, especially with the amount of check-in desks that we currently have. But that'll do some good stuff for us. That'll definitely you know, make it possible for a lot of people to come in the future, which is good. I'm actually going to try a different design in this middle one just to see if I can get it to... Yeah, I can actually. So we'll just do that in the middle one to make it a bit different. Then what we want to do is build another queue on this fella right here. And it's going to follow the same pattern as the other queues as well. So going the whole way back, zigzagging back and forth. It is absolutely a British airport. You can tell because of the queues. You can tell by how careful I'm being with all of the queues as well. So we'll go ahead and just extend this all the way back to there. And there we go. So that's going to be our queues, which means that I am... Well, I don't know what way these guys are going to go to get out of there. I might have to walk down this one out there. Either way, what I'm going to do is go back to structures, go to wall, and I'd actually really like to be able to see the queues properly there, but whatever. What I'm thinking we do is we bring a small section of wall down like this. So something like that. And I want to put a large door on that. And then bring this back to there and down to there. Put another bit there with another large door on that. So, well, that actually looks a bit weird. Hold on. Let me just change that up slightly. So do this kind of thing instead. So it's basically just going to be a little bit of a divide between the check-in area and the security area, which is going to be back here. Which means I can now go and say that this entire space is marked as secure. So all of that is a secure part of the airport, which is good news. I'm going to want to just change that up a little bit in a second, but we'll do that shortly. I can actually go and say that this area over here is going to be baggage claim. So we'll do that just like so. This area down here is actually not going to be secure. From about there. Should be fine. So that's not done, which means we can now tackle the security zone. So let me strip off that much of the secure zone there. Let me go to items, and we want to get some security checkpoints. Now we could go for small ones. We could go for big ones. I'm actually liking the look of the big ones because they will fit. I can get 2 of them in there. So 2 large security stations can go there. We can get some decent sized queues on those as well. Which means that we're now at a spot where, technically speaking, we have a nearly functional airport. And I do mean nearly functional airport, because it is very much nearly functional. Now let's go ahead and throw a large door there. And let me throw a large door just, let's see, just there as well. We'll just throw a large door into that corner. So that's basically going to be the way through to the departure gates. Just like a kind of added little bit of something, you know, just the 2 doors is a bit of a buffer. I think it'll look kind of interesting. So let me go ahead and build a queue on you, which I think is just going to go like this. So just zigzag it back and forth to about there. This one, similar story, I believe. What way have I done this? What way have I done this? I don't know if this will actually work, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, this one's gonna have to go there. That's fine though. So the 2 queues will let you get to security, no problem. We are gonna obviously need to get security staff to work those, but we can do that eventually. So in here is gonna be our departures lounge, but I'm actually liking the idea that we could maybe go ahead and once again use some walls to sort of filter people around here. So do that and do that. And then I want a large door down here and a large door up there. So they're going to be filtered to the top of security, then down through here and into the departures lounge. Which isn't enormous, but will absolutely do the job. So the next thing we're going to need is in items, we're going to need a security exit. And that's basically just something that connects a secure zone to a less than secure zone. So a security exit really is going to go in there, pretty much. That's right there is where I want it. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build some bits of wall just there. So 5 units that way and 5 units that way. I'll connect to those walls. Then we'll put the security exit in the middle of that, which means people getting off of the planes will come through here and down and out into effectively a very tiny arrivals space, which is completely fine by me. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and go to items. Let's get a boarding desk, which I'm going to put on the left side, I think, of every gate. Just like that. And then what we can do in the middle is actually put some gate seating. So seats and seats and seats and seats. And we can put some more in the middle. So we can get a bunch of people actually sat waiting for a flight. Which is honestly probably overkill for... we'll not do one there. That's going to be overkill for... Let's get rid of these ones completely, actually. It's going to be complete overkill for these tiny gates, but it should be fine. Anyway, this is now built, so we can go ahead and throw the security exit in there. And then we're going to probably want some airport screens. So let's throw some there, there, and we can't really do some there, but that'll be okay. They can sort of see the screens anyway. We could maybe throw one over there, but again, I don't really think we need it. So that'll do the job. Maybe some airport screens and security as well, just so you can see what's going on. And yeah, that'll be completely fine. So once all of that's built, we're pretty much at a spot where we can go ahead and start hiring people to work the airport. Well, actually, no, that's a complete lie. Because while we have unlocked baggage handling, we haven't set that up yet. So I kind of need to figure out what way we're going to do baggage handling, because I really don't know. I really haven't figured it out. And what I'm thinking we could do is if we actually go to structures and build some foundation back here, we can build a very small room, and that can actually be a staff room. That's where all of our construction workers can go to hang out, I think. Now this door is going to go there and there. We'll get a couple of doors on that bit. Then we'll build this. And if we go to infrastructure, we can actually build a crosswalk as well. And my thinking is if we build a crosswalk there, that might not be enough though. Okay, we'll come back to this idea in just a second once we actually have a proper look at baggage handling, which I guess we can start doing. So baggage belts are going to work as such. We are going to need to bring the baggage to a sort of common space. I don't know if these two being beside each other is a good idea, but we'll see. Actually, I think what we can do is that. Though I don't know if that'll work. Maybe get rid of that one. So do that. Bring that along to there. I don't know if that'll work, but we're going to see. Because what I then want to do is put an underground baggage belt going that way. Yeah, that'll work perfectly. We're going to do the same just there. We're going to do an above ground baggage belt just there. Then these ones are going to be connected like so. I know it looks like the arrows are going backwards, but I'm fairly confident that they're not. So we'll do this with those ones, and we'll put the underground belts again. And then what we need to do is bring the underground belts forward to about that point. And then I want them all to converge onto one line here. So like that and like that. So they're all going to merge onto one line, which will be perfectly fine. I want that one line to come across to here. And I also want to start working on getting the actual baggage claim building in here. So the reason the baggage claim building is essential is because you need this thing right here, which is a baggage bay. And this thing has to connect in two places to a service road. But also has to be indoors. So what I'm going to do is go to infrastructure, go to service road. We're going to put a section of service road just there. We are going to build a sizable building, which is going to be a 5 by whatever. 5 by 5, I guess, works. We could probably get away with 5 by 4. We'll do 5 by 5. And what I want to do is I want to put a crosswalk just, I think, sort of in the middle. So there, right? We'll go to structures. We'll put a large door on one side, a large door on the other. And then we actually need to, before they get too carried away with the construction, we actually need to say, hey, don't build those sections of wall in the middle. And you're going to see why we don't want those sections of wall in just a second. We're also going to need to reroute some baggage around the baggage reclaim area, but we'll do that shortly. So we get a baggage bay, we throw it there. And what we want to do is grab some baggage belts. We want to grab the underground belts. And once the baggage bay is actually built, we can connect the baggage drop-off stuff to this thing, which is going to need a few things. We are going to need some vehicles for this. We're going to need some baggage handling cart things, but we'll get those shortly. But these guys here, there we go. So what we do is... Oh, I've completely forgotten. I think the... Does it tell me? I don't remember what side. I feel like the right-hand side is the one that comes in. That's the one that goes out the plane. So we want to grab some underground belts. We want to bring them into there, roughly. And I can actually just connect that straight up. So that right there is going to have a relatively functional baggage handling area. The next thing we're going to need to do is actually bring some baggage over to here, because this is going to be baggage reclaim. So we want to go to baggage belts, we want to go to overground, and we want to make a circle, basically, a couple of circles. So we're going to go from there to there, and down like this, across like this, and up like that. So that gives us a nice circle to work with. We want to go here, I believe, and go 4 in that direction. Over to there, down to there, and over to there. Then what we need to do, I might have done this sort of poorly, now that I think about it, because I don't know if we can actually get 2 baggage belts at the same time. But we'll see. I want to go for an underground belt, which can connect there and drop all the stuff onto the thing. If I bring that to there, it doesn't quite work. Can I cancel that? Yeah, so if I do that, still doesn't work. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Maybe we don't do it that way then. So we'll get rid of the underground belt from that side. We'll throw an underground belt on that spot. And what I can do is actually bring the belt over here. Yeah, so we'll bring a belt sort of under the walls like that, under the wall there, under the wall there, and down to there. So that'll work perfectly. And then what we can do is we can actually bring the entire stretch of, I think, might want to be careful with this. Bring that down a little bit, bring it out, and then bring it across. Then bring it back up, and then under the wall. Just to make sure nothing goes a bit weird with that. So there we go. An entire stretch of baggage will go that way. And it'll come out there as well. Coming the whole way down to there. And there we go. So that's going to be baggage in and baggage out of the handling area. I don't think there's anything else I desperately need. No, there is. There absolutely is. We need to get a vehicle thing, vehicle depot. So a vehicle depot is absolutely necessary because obviously we are going to need vehicles. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a vehicle depot. I'm thinking there, to be honest, nice and simple. So vehicle depot can go right there. We are going to need to, now that we have these plane stands, we are going to need to go to budget and procurement, and we actually need to acquire this right here. Because we don't need AV gas. We aren't going to be bringing in general aviation aircraft. That's what GA stands for. we're going to be taking commercial contracts. So Jet A1 fuel service means that we will actually be able to refuel a lot of the vehicles coming in, which is absolutely what we want to do. So let's go ahead and just extend to... Let's just extend that road all the way down to there. So we'll get this vehicle depot done, which means we can actually go ahead and buy the vehicles we'd need for the cargo bay right there, which isn't currently active. So yeah, there's a lot of things we need. We need to connect this to check-in desks. We need to connect this to stands and a baggage claim area. So if we go to here, we want to connect you to a baggage bay. We want to connect all of these to baggage bays. And how long is this video? Oh, wow. This video is running on a lot longer than I wanted it to. It's a part 1. We'll let it run on a bit longer. So we connect those up like so. We want to connect this baggage area to you as well and open the room, which is fine. We want to connect... so we're going to say that commercial flights need an attached boarding desk. Okay, that's fine. So this boarding desk gets connected to you. This boarding desk gets connected to you. And this boarding desk gets connected to you. Then you are going to be commercial flights only with baggage from there. You are going to be commercial flights only with baggage from there. Security connection. The stand is deactivated and cannot transfer passengers. So open the stand. Requires a taxiway connection. My bad. We can do that in just a moment. Totally forgot about that. Connect baggage bay to there. Okay, so we haven't actually connected these to the taxiway. That's something I completely forgot about. What we need to do is use the taxiway nodes to do just that. So we're going to lay these out like so. The whole way around the taxiway. It's actually kind of weird that the nodes are going down the middle of the runway, but I'm going to hope that doesn't cause any problems. Bring some nodes over like this as well. Then if we actually right-click on one of these nodes, we can say that that's a holding point. So that's basically, that's going to say that if a plane is coming into land, that's where you can hold. I'm also going to put a holding point just there. And a holding point just there as well. And then I think the last... Oh, no, I did forget to connect up these nodes here as well. So just like that should do the job. I think the last thing we need to do is set the pushback point to there. Set your pushback point to there. And set your pushback point to there. And then I think I can open the stands. Yes, I can. So all 3 stands are now open. This is activated. And the runway is also open. So at this point, the last thing I believe we need to do, other than throwing in the fuel, which I don't believe we have yet. That's going to take another moment. Well, actually, we also need to mark out the staff room. So staff room there, so that staff won't, gather in random places. Can you guys actually get out of there? I do sincerely hope so. There's a lot of you just standing around, which is very odd. We also need to get janitors. That's something I completely forgot about. So like I said, there is a lot of work to do. So for each baggage stand, we need 2 people. So we're going to need 10 people to work those. We're going to need, I think, 1 or 2 for each information desk as well. We'll say 2. So we need 14 general purpose airport workers, and then I think 16, 18, 20 general purpose airport workers. So if we go to employees, we want to filter by airport staff. And I believe we need 20 of them. That's not enough. That's not 20. But okay, we're going to hire all of you. We are also going to need janitors. So... we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. We're going to need ramp agents. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. And we're also going to need to go to economy and procurement because we do need a crafter service truck. We are going to order 3 of those. So order those, and those are going to be the vehicles that take the luggage around. which will be fine. We do have staff arriving, which is good news. Some of them working the info desks there. The rest of them should be going off to the staff room, but they're not. The good news, though, is that these guys can actually reach baggage claim. The reason that's good news is because it means that baggage claim is working. The janitors are going around doing their thing. You are... I don't know what you're complaining about. What are you complaining about? I have no... Oh, you can't get through security. So, yeah, we do need to hire, I believe, 4 security people. So, applicants, security, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll let my janitors actually move through security, because right now they can't. And that might actually be part of the reason that a lot of my workers are standing around randomly, because they actually can't go through security. So these guys, actually 4 people working that 1 security gate. I guess we need more security workers. So applicants for security, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So there we go. This janitor is not going through security to get to where he needs to go. You guys are complaining about something. Can you guys not actually get to the staff area? Is that possibly the problem there? Seems very weird that they're not hanging out in the staff zone. That is really weird to me. I am going to set this as a staff-only zone as well, though. Maybe just set that entire stretch there as staff-only too. Anyway, I see someone complaining about this. Why is it not possible to reach that? We have this guy standing out here. We have you. Who are... Oh, that's me. That's not me at all. So you're just going to stand there. Fair enough. It is a bit weird that my workers are just standing around. A bit weird that no one seems to be able to get to this. Deactivate. Activate. Didn't seem to do anything. Okay, maybe the queues are being a bit strange on that. I don't know. I don't know what's up with this. It seems that these guys are... There seem to be some weird complaints about... Yeah, all of this. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's up with that. It seems like it's not connected. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the queue needs to be rebuilt. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I am not certain. I'll have a little look into that before we before we open the airport, which we're going to be doing next time. We're currently sitting on less than $1 million, but we have an airport here that's, I'm very, very excited to go ahead and open up. Very excited to see how it ends up going. Is it possible that what I've done is I've created a way around the security that is not secure? I really don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what the problem is with the security. I'm really confused by this, so I think we're gonna have to maybe do a little bit of investigation into why the security is being as weird as it's being. But alas, it is what it is. So we're just going to have to deal with it. We should see, yeah, so we've got a lot of my construction workers moving off to do their thing. So what are you? So you're a right, you don't have a path. That's the problem. Why don't you have a path though? Oh! No, I see what it is. Crosswalks. Crosswalks are what we need. We need crosswalks. They can't cross the road. There was no way for them to cross the road there. So once those crosswalks go in, we should see fewer complaints. Should see. No guarantee. But we should absolutely see these guys actually... Yeah, there you go. So that was the problem. The security people couldn't get to the security gate. That's fine. Job done. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for part 1 of Airport CEO. We are at a point where we can open the airport, I believe, anyway. I'm curious as to why there's so many of you guys standing around there. It does seem like I have some members of staff who aren't doing anything, which is really odd, because they could go stand in the staff room, but there's not. I really don't know why they're not standing in the staff room there. That's really, really strange to me. But it is what it is. I'll not stress too much about it, because I think we can make this all work. I'm going to give it a once-over between episodes just to make sure I haven't messed anything up catastrophically, because it's possible that I have. That's maybe why they're being weird. But I would say we're in a pretty good spot to go ahead and start looking at some airline contracts eventually. We can't do it yet, and I don't remember why, but we'll figure it out. Oh, the airport's closed is probably part of it. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that we need to turn on. We haven't got the ramp agent service stuff, so yeah, there's stuff we need to do. Anyway, that's going to be it for part 1. Thank you kindly for watching. This has been Airport CEO Part 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!